So you've got it, the big idea, the one that keeps you up at night. You've got the passion, you've got the drive, but what about all the rules? Well, this is it. This is your quick, no-nonsense guide to getting the legal stuff right when you're starting a business here in Australia.
I bet the answer is a massive yes. You are so ready to build something from scratch, to really make your mark. And that's an incredible feeling, right? But it's also super easy to get tangled up in the legal side of things before you even make your first sale.
Because, let's be honest, the second you decide to go for it, you're hit with this wall of acronyms. You've got ASIC, ATO, ABN, GST. It can really feel like a maze that was designed to make you give up.
But here's the thing about mazes. They all have a path. And today, we're going to find it together. We're going to walk through just five, critical legal checkpoints that every single founder needs to clear. So, think of this as your map.
First things first, before you do anything else, you've got to decide on your business structure. And trust me, this is probably the single most important legal decision you're going to make. It literally affects everything: your tax, your personal risk, and how much paperwork you'll be doing for the entire life of your business.
So you've basically got two main paths. You can be a sole trader, where you and the business are legally the exact same thing. It's simple, yeah, but if the business racks up debt, your personal assets, your house, your car, they're on the line. The other path is setting up a company. Now, a company is its own separate legal person. It builds this protective wall between the business's problems and your personal life.
And that protection, that's what we call limited liability. You might hear it called the corporate shield. It is the #1 reason founders go through the extra hassle of setting up a company. It's all about protecting your house, your savings, your life, if things in the business ever go south. Okay, so you've picked your structure. Awesome. Now it's time to make this thing real, to make it official with the government. This next part is all about giving your business its formal identity.
It all starts with 2 key steps, and they're pretty straightforward. Step 1, get your Australian business number, your ABN. It's a unique 11-digit number, it's totally free, and you need it for pretty much everything. Then, step 2, if you're planning on trading under a name that isn't your own legal name, you have to register that business name with ASIC.
Now listen up, because this is a classic trap for new players. Registering a business name with ASIC does not mean you own that name. Not at all. It's just a name tag so the government knows who you are. If you want to actually own and protect your brand, your name, your logo, you need a trademark from IP Australia. That is your legal shield that stops copycats in their tracks.
And you shouldn't think of a trademark as just another cost. It's an investment in what is probably your most valuable asset, your brand. The process starts from a minimum of $250 per category, which, when you think about it, is a pretty small price to pay for having exclusive legal rights to your name.
All right, you're registered, your brand is protected. Awesome. Now let's talk about the stuff that keeps the engine running smoothly, your duties to the Australian Taxation Office, the ATO. Okay, here's your first major compliance tripwire. The second your business turnover hits, or you even expect it to hit, $75,000 in a year, the clock starts ticking. You have exactly 21 days to register for GST. This isn't optional, it's absolutely mandatory.
And hey, remember that whole structure choice we made right at the start? Well, it comes back to bite you in your paperwork. The ATO usually says you need to keep records for 5 years. But if you set up as a company, the Corporations Act actually overrides that and says you have to keep all your financial records for a full 7 years. So business isn't just about you and the tax office. You have real legal responsibilities to every single person you deal with, whether they're working for you or buying from you.
The moment you hire your first employee, you've entered the world of the Fair Work Act, and that means you have to provide the 11 national employment standards. That's stuff like annual leave and maximum weekly hours. You've got to pay the legal minimum wage, and of course, you have to pay super. These are the absolute non-negotiable minimums.
Now, what about your customers? This might actually surprise you. Under the Australian consumer law, putting up a sign that says no refunds can actually be illegal. Why? Because you simply cannot create a store policy that strips away a customer's fundamental legal right to get a repair, a replacement, or a refund for a product that's faulty.
So, your business is growing. That's amazing, seriously. But with success comes a whole new level of legal responsibility, especially when you start dealing with data and corporate governance. And here is the next big compliance cliff.
The second your annual turnover ticks over $3 million, you are automatically covered by Australia's Privacy Act. And this isn't just for big tech companies. It applies to any business of this size that handles people's personal information.
All of a sudden, you are legally bound by the 13 Australian privacy principles. These are really strict rules about how you have to collect, store, and use your customers' personal data. Following them isn't just good practice, it's the law.
And the stakes for getting this wrong, they are incredibly high. For a company, failing to tell people and the regulator about a serious data breach can result in penalties of up to $1.8 million. That's why data security has to be on your radar from day one. And finally, if you are a company, you've got to remember that compliance is a marathon, not a sprint. Every single year, ASIC is going to send you an annual review. You have to pay the fee, you have to confirm all your details are still correct, and most importantly, the directors have to pass a formal resolution stating that the company is solvent, that it can pay its bills when they're due. This is a core duty of being a director.
So, we end up right back where we started. Your idea, that's the brilliant spark. But the legal framework, that's the foundation you build everything on top of. So you have to ask yourself, is your foundation strong enough to actually support your ambition? Because getting this stuff right from the very beginning, that's what separates the businesses that thrive from the ones that just fade away.